Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 as the Brazilian Socialist Republic. We are still on patch 1.2, or 1.1, sorry. 1.2 is looking like it might come out any time now. I don't know. Really excited for it. For all I know, by the time you guys see this episode, 1.2 will be out. I don't know, but we're still on 1.1. We're currently trying to conquer Colombia with the intention of moving up towards Panama. We are communist. We are at war with the Allies, including America, which joined the war a little earlier than it normally would because of our messing about here in South America. Basically, we're responsible for most of the conflict in the world. Good job. Italy pursues closer bonds with Germany, and our equipment effort 2 is done, which gave us a discount to some research that we'll use. Not a very significant one, but it's there. Reduce ahead of time penalty. Yeah, I don't know actually how relevant that's going to end up being for us, but we do have to get down here for the special force discount. Well, do we? Yeah, we sort of do. It's just a one-time discount that you can apply to one thing. It's not that great. The doctrine one's probably worth pursuing. The fighter tech's not bad either. Going down here because we could really use, you know, better fighters going forward. It's a lot of discounts. But I think I'm going to go for the doctrine efforts, because we're actually getting quite deep in the doctrine tree, and we got to make sure we get those discounts before we, well, run out. Political advisor, again, we don't really need anything too badly here. Ship designer, chief of the navy, ace generation chance, naval anti-air attack. I don't know, aces are pretty powerful, even though they're really, really annoying to manage. Really, what? Oh yeah, there's a console. And a little dog. Aw, he's cute. Alright. We are finally making some moves there. We're attacking. I don't want these guys to be attacking there. I want them to be assisting in this particular attack. I guess I could get them to stop. But they're winning. Heavy tank 1. Nice. And we are... Oh, there we go. I'm just going to save my research for a day. I think it doesn't matter. But we may as well save it because it will accrue, and then we can make sure that we're researching that without any penalty. I think it doesn't make a difference with that particular setup. But anyway, heavy tank level 2 at a 50% discount, 55 days to go. Excellent. And we're going to start producing that. Probably only end up with like a division or 2 of these heavy tanks. What's interesting is I don't think we'll have to worry about researching the self-propelled tanks, because they're going to be slow enough. We can just get some regular towed artillery, and I think that's going to be 100% fine. Y'all are going to... I'm going to cancel one of you. You guys are actually going to assist with this combat instead of pushing down that way. Thanks, just to make sure we've got some extra dudes in reserves. Although it looks like we probably would have finished it one way or t'other. These guys must be on the cusp of capitulation. As I say it, there we go. Wonderful. So, we still need our military police over here, which we are going to get underway. Group Purple is still generally going to be responsible for defending the ports. In fact, I'm going to take this unit here, add it to Group Purple, and leave it parked right there. I'm not as worried about this area. There's no naval bases, so there's no ability for someone to land here to get supply, which is great. So just do that. That's going to be okay. I will go and take the super elite dude, add them to Teal. Although if we're gonna go after Panama, like, it's so thin, we don't want 24 people there. You know what we want? We want simply the best. So I'm gonna go... I can't sort by experience, which is a little shame. I'm gonna grab you, and I guess these fellows. Still gonna be a fair amount of weight. I'm gonna put you there. Well, yeah, that's fine. Red, make sure you've got the level 6 general. And you guys are going to get up on this front with an offensive line to the back. Does that not work? Oh. But we're at war with the United States, so why does it not work? Whatever. That's your plan. It's a very sophisticated plan. I don't know if you'll be able to handle it. Let's get you to move up there. So Group Teal, let's give you a general to say, but we don't really have anything to do with you. You don't have any transports over here, do you? If we were planning an invasion over here, I'd be a little bit upset. I think Teal, you're gonna move. Oh no, Paraguay is communist. They haven't joined our faction, but they are communist, and if I recall correctly, they don't actually have much in the way of resources. A couple of steel, which wouldn't be bad, but we can mostly just ignore it, and that's okay. I would like to... Oh, I still can't deploy my MPs, which is too bad. teal? Teal. Chile? Like, that is thin and a big pain in the ass. And actually, if there was ever a time that for Alpine forces, it would be this, because it would all be fighting hills and mountains. Well, we'll get you in position. I'm not going to necessarily start fabricating yet. We'll make sure you're completely in position. We'll see if we can sneak in Alpine troop stuff. I mean, there's been enough mountains and stuff. It probably would have been worth... Honestly, if we only used Mountaineer divisions, we probably would have been better off. They're only slightly more expensive, and they're going to be useful in at least half of our general battles, and that probably would have been smart. In particular, this one here, going down to Chile, and then from Chile into Argentina. Like, a lot of Argentina is actually flat. But, I don't know, we'll see how that goes. You even got some green guys. Oh, I should halt your command so that you smarten yourself up again. And you guys are already didn't do the right thing, so that's going to be fine. Panama, we need to justify a war goal against you. This one takes 125 days. How come Colombia only took 25 days, and this takes 125? What did Colombia do? Same thing here. 125 days. Anyway, political power accruing. Doctrine efforts, occupation, that's all good. You are still training up. Not quite there. What do you need? Oh, target location is invalid. That's why it is. Because you do need a certain amount of experience, but then, yeah, you need a location. So I'm going to deploy you. I'm going to make you into a new theater for the... I don't know. I guess I'm going to make a garrison theater. And I can move the teal group into there as... Or the purple, magenta group into there as well. In terms of MPs, what I'm going to do is... Let's take a look here. It'd be nice to just get rid of all this resistance as a whole. I wonder if I just set you on Garrison, if you'll do mostly the right thing. I'm not sure that you will. But I'll put a Garrison there. This probably has some resistance. Yep, there we go. And then up over here, there'll be some as well. It doesn't show up yet. And again, we don't need to do Venezuela, but we'll have to do Colombia. Which was... I think there was a little bit more. Something like that, I think, was Colombia. So we'll go ahead and let these guys auto-distribute, and then if we see a hotspot of resistance that isn't being occupied, because it'll prioritize occupying, you know, cities and ports and things like that, then we'll go and make an adjustment. Actually, here there's enough of a military presence, it might not be as much of a problem. So, we have an airbase here. We could potentially get a bit of a thing going on, but I think we're going to hold off. Speaking of, though, we haven't taken a look at our air war in a while. And there's no presence here anymore. Interesting. Okay, so, in that case, nearest base, 1,200. Wow, really? This one here? Yeah. 1,200 for that. Yeah, I guess because it's so far away, but we could cover some of it. If I went and grabbed these dudes and moved them there. Yeah, they can do that and give us some air superiority just for some combat stats. That's all we're looking for. That's all we're looking for right now. So, naval invasion still planned. There it is. Gets shut down, but nope, more naval invasion. Still planning more than one. No, just Zulia for now. And again, these are pretty, like, sizable divisions that are doing our garrison stuff. We still may want to do a proper garrison-type unit, which probably just has an engineer for digging, if that. But, like, just, like, 2 infantry battalions in a division for the border garrison. That might be a little too light. I mean, we are pushing back pretty well, but it might be a bit too light. We'd probably give them the engineers to help out then. Alright, so. Justify war goal. Conquer. Go. Meanwhile, Heavy Tank 2 coming in. It'll take a while before we can actually build one of our divisions, though. Okay, no one's actually conquering over here. That's good. We're just getting a little bit of vision. Resistance map mode. So resistance is handled on a province-wide scale. Province or state? Province. Whatever. Here. So these guys should be bringing this down. Daily resistance growth is indeed negative. Okay, that's good. And there isn't anything over here. Good. Yeah, the cavalry is actually doing a huge job to counter the resistance, which is nice. So, we've got, well, eventually 12 divisions over here, which will hopefully be enough. Infrastructure over here, 5. Pretty good, actually. Meta's quite low, but we shouldn't have to do any fighting over there, so that should be fine. We probably want to bring this up to 5 just to help with the throughput through that area before this war starts, actually. Let me go and crank that up for Santa Cruz here, just to make sure that our Chilean forces have a decent amount of supply. Again, Alpine Division there would be nice. We're not fabricating our claims yet anyway, so we've got some time. You're already going for Special Forces discount. Interesting. And the train here is what? Jungle? Jungle, yeah. And you are our Jungle Rat. Oh, you also have the Mountaineer one. Excellent. You developed that. We started with him being Jungle Rat, but he developed Mountaineer from while fighting in the mountains so often. Which, again, is a good example of, hey, we probably could use Alpine forces. But we could use a lot of things. It's like everything else in Hearts of Iron. It's like, you want all the things. There's nothing that's bad. So it's a question of how do you prioritize. Support weapon 3. Good little upgrade there. So it is 41 now. We could go for the mechanized, but we're not going to do that. Could go for that mountain infantry. But it is also 41, which would mean that it's time for our next round of industry, which we do have to prioritize. We've got no choice about that. It's the single most important thing. How are we doing overall? 54. 54 factories now, because we captured a fair amount. Last time I checked, we had like 44. So we did build maybe 1 or 2, but mostly we captured a good amount. So that's really handy. We're still building another civilian factory as well, and then we're going to go back into producing military factories. We've got a lot that can be repaired. Fall of Hong Kong to Japan. All right. I mean, right now, the Axis and the Comintern, very much like in World War II, have a bit of a, like, this weird pact going on. Although the Comintern wasn't actually at war with the Allies, like we are. So, but we are. So in this case, we like it when the Allies take a hit. But later on, we probably will have to go to war against the Axis, and that'll be a big question mark there. So again, I don't think I'm going to get what I normally do, which is the self-propelled artillery over here. I think we're just going to use towed artillery. So I think our research here is done for at least a couple of years. We may even go super heavy tank, but I don't think so. So probably what I have to do is assist in the research over here. Higher production efficiency cap is very nice, but I think we want the more construction speed so that we can get more factories built and then worry about getting our production cap up a little higher. That's still producing that. We do have enough political power to start generating claim here. Chile, how many dudes do you have? You really have very few. And again, if we take a peek here, actually, let's say a single guy just to see. Actually, that's a really good division. That's exactly the same division setup I have. Maybe fewer companies, but these guys are going to be solid. But they do have a lot fewer than I do. They're going to have a good defensive terrain bonus, but it's not necessarily unbeatable. So we're going to go ahead and start fabricating the war goal. It's still going to take 125 days. He's going to have special forces. He actually... Well, that's a special forces discount to research. He still may not have Alpine forces deployed or researched. But it is something a little bit to concern ourselves with. So we get some extra cavalry that's decided this is a good place to garrison. I don't disagree. Therefore, I'm going to take this infantry, though, and have him add to that party over there. More invasions. Massive fleet. Alright, now, since we're not fighting much in the way of tanks, switching over to rocket artillery might actually be stupendous. These have higher soft attack. I mean, this is still handy, although I don't think it gives the bonuses to rocket artillery. I think that's the way we're going to go. We're going to use rocket artillery. Much higher soft attack. I'm not sure, but the production requirements be slightly different as well. It takes 2 tungsten, 1 steel, as opposed to 2 steel, 1 tungsten. And we actually have a surplus of tungsten, do we not? Indeed we do. So we are in a much better place to build rocket artillery than conventional artillery. That being said, 164. We're going to have our war goal, or war justified against Chile before the mountain infantry kicks in. And then we actually have to, you know, we do the swap, which resets some of our experience and things like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the rocket artillery. We're gonna focus on that first. And we'll probably stop producing conventional artillery altogether. Doctrine effort done. Nice little discount. Italy lays claim to Greek territory. Good for them. We're going to go and get another one of those queued up. When do we get our next doctrine? Right here. Yeah, it's quite some time. Force rotation, so that's some air doctrine bonus. We need to get the production efficiency cap. I was forgetting about that. It's actually quite important. And then after that comes the production efficiency gain speed, right? Yeah, that'll also be quite good. All right, so we're going to have a maximum planning bonus, which is going to be great. When do we actually complete this? The 2nd of June. Okay, it's getting there. More naval invasions coming, but not enough to worry about. I wonder if the 1 cavalry here is going to be sufficient. Resistance map mode. None. There we go. No one's trying to burn anything down anymore. Lovely. Naval combat, naval combat. But a lot of that's not real. That's just our subs getting a contact and then running away. We'd get a notice up here if we were actually losing anything. Oh, steel. I mean, I could try to import from Italy again. Maybe it won't get blockaded. Our stuff from Spain is coming. Oh, we could try Japan. Yeah, we're gonna crush the bourgeois dictatorship in Chile. Right over here. They're gonna feel the cold grip of Brazil in Chile. Something, something. Puns. Anyway. Only 3. Where are the rather dudes? What are you doing? Our intelligence is pretty clear that you have 11 divisions. Oh, you're probably guarding like your cities and important ports. Yeah, so actually we're going to be able to rip through this pretty easily because they're going to be a little bit spread out. Unavoidably, because otherwise we could potentially, you know, plan some sort of ninja move, paratrooper magic, that sort of thing. Speaking of, our transport planes, we're up to 20. We're not building anymore? Oh, right, because I changed the priority queue, so they're probably all using damaged factories right now. Yeah. Our naval bomber count, how's that coming along? 34. Okay. We're going to keep just slowly building that up. I'm not going to put a small group of naval bombers out because they're just going to get shot down. But we're going to try to build that up to a critical mass slowly but surely. Keep coming in over here. And we keep sending them back. Good. All right. Excellent. We're still holding on. Just worried about how much shoreline we're going to have to defend. We'll definitely need to make a garrison group. And I might use like the fallback line tool, or keep doing what I'm doing here and just like manually make sure that I've got someone in every single naval base. A lot of them are pretty small too, these naval bases, so even if they were to land, they're not going to get the supply for a big army. It'd be nice to have a highly mobile force that can respond to these things. Like if we had a light tank squad that was kept sort of in the middle of our territory, that was just meant to counterattack everywhere. Although that was kind of like the German defense against D-Day, wasn't it? They had like no tanks at the front line. They sort of held them back a bit, and it took them too long to get where. I'm sure there's a story about that somewhere. There's a thing, something like that. Anyway, all right. Mostly we're just waiting for Panama, and we did start the Chilean one. That's gonna finish July, and this was June. Yeah, so about a month apart. Seems fine. I mean, we're not really going to use both forces. I suspect that everything will just fall quite quickly, though. And then, yeah, taking the Panama Canal will be quite nice. And then I suspect we might just continue our push up Central America here. And into Mexico. With the idea to threaten the soft underbelly of the United States. Although here, Texan's got a lot of guns, so maybe that's not going to work out so well. But I don't know where the American army is. How many divisions do they currently rock? See, that's not an insurmountable amount. Although our count of divisions does include 10 of those lightweight cavalry units. But a lot of these guys have lightweight divisions in their division counts. So it's not quite as bad as it seems. Anyway, you guys are set to attack. As soon as the war starts, you'll move forward. That's going to be fine. Huge success. I'd still like to grab more of these islands here, but we don't have enough naval power. Again, we might be able to do the air superiority paratrooper drop. We have paratrooper tech. One thing I could do, yes, crush their bourgeois dictatorship, is take a look at these divisions here. And spend the experience. It's probably okay. So we're going to want like a combat with 20 paratrooper drop. We can't give them any extra divisions or battalions of different sorts, but they can get support companies and still be able to drop. So give them some artillery. Ooh, nice. Pause. Are you serious? That pop-up reset me? Arg! Alright, fine. Click. 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 And click. Actually, let's give them support rocket artillery. I mean, I guess we could give them both. And then recon, because that's always good. I'm actually wondering about giving them both types of artillery. They could use the engineering so that once they do sort of take a spot, then they can dig in a little bit more. But they actually won't have time to do a true entrenchment, most likely. Whereas the support artillery does enable them to just punch harder. It does add weight, which means we need more planes to land these guys, but I don't think a problematic amount. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, we need to change our production queue over here. So I'm actually thinking about stopping building conventional artillery altogether. Or I suppose we could do a mix. Because right now, we still have a backlog of regular artillery. Now, it's mostly rank 1, but people will be able to get, you know, to refill their current losses. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to switch over entirely to rocket artillery. And we'll ask for more. And we'll pull back from it at some point. And same thing as we did in like our previous campaigns, as we get some banked, then we're going to switch over our divisions a little bit at a time to a rocket variant. We might just redo the entire design overall. Discounts to here and here, but not here. That's unfortunate. Now, we don't really have this rolled out yet, so I don't think I need to do that. We do have a lot of artillery. It's probably worth still grabbing this. That's 30 days, gets us 10% more soft attack. You know what? That's what we're going to go ahead and do. Yeah, I think that's well worthwhile. And it'll be quite relevant in our short-term wars. So yeah, I'm still expecting to mostly fight infantry, so the rocket artillery's superior soft attack will be the preferable thing. And we can take a look at it. Oh, more doctrine effort, nice. I'll grab this. I guess we'll get the Special Forces discount because we're going to research some of it soon. If we go here and look at the division, and let's say I swap one of these artilleries for a rocket artillery, our breakthrough goes up. Our soft attack goes down? Wait, what? I thought the whole thing is that it had superior soft attack. Hang on. Soft attack 50. Soft attack 58. Does it have more modifiers going on? What? Maybe it changed from when I was doing the research on this. I mean, also we have other modifiers to artillery going on that we don't necessarily have for this. Plus 15, plus 15. I guess maybe that's it. It's just the sheer amount of modifiers. Maybe the rank 1 rocket artillery really doesn't give us as much as we would like. And it's not going to be until we get a few more modifiers piled on that it's going to start to matter. So what do we do about production? I mean, we've already lost some of our efficiency. That got reset, which is really unfortunate. So did we not? Well, we probably should still start stockpiling this. I guess what I'm going to do is do this. Slowly start stockpiling it, but we're definitely not planning on deploying it until we get the new stuff. Until we get all the modifiers. So should probably still have a little bit of token production in here. Although it's going to be lower down in the list. That's going to be okay. And mostly I'm just doing it so it doesn't whine at me. Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm a little confused about where we want to go. Breakthrough is really good, though. I guess if we're still talking about making a more offensive-minded army, like, division, with the recon, like, the recon radio is going to be really good for this. Like, I'm actually wondering even now, look at this division. Let's duplicate this. Let's make this the assault infantry. All right, give them a different icon. I don't know, swords. And specifically, well, unlock the radio and give it to them, for example. Can't do this because we don't have any yet. Oh, I also gotta save that. So yes, duplicate assault infantry. Grab the sword, save. That's free. Just make a backup of this particular template right now. And the idea will be that these guys, and I mean, I think I can change them, and they won't lose anything because they're exactly the same. Yeah. Just sort of as a note here. And we do still have the discount to the radio. Although we may have used more of it for the encryption, I don't know. Caribbean Sea invasion. Oh, it's over here. It's pretty clear. And the naval invasion in Miranda. Okay, that should be fine. We've got that covered. We should be okay. Did we ever build the radar? I mean, did I queued it, right? Yeah, but it's still down here, which is fine. More military factories. Actually, I say that. You know what? No, I want to get the radar up and running. I will put you back up, though, because you have a good amount of progression going on, so we'll get you to finish, and then we'll get the radar done. All right, we're waiting for June somethingth. Oh, June the 2nd. We'll be able to start our war against Panama. Very nice. Well, I guess we'll put a cut in here, but next episode, we're going to be going to war against Panama. It doesn't look like there's anything here. We should be able to run through this and then pick up the actual canal over here and then push up the rest of it, and then probably consider fabricating a claim on Costa Rica. Although we'll obviously be doing our war against Chile first, which we are doing to get control of their steel. They don't have a ton of it, but they do have, some of it. And then I guess we'd probably do something like fabricate on Argentina, and then we can hit them from two fronts, and they really wouldn't be able to do anything about that. So probably our red attack squad here will get positioned to attack, say, from the east, while the teal squad stays on the west over here, and that's going to be fine. These guys will probably want to become the assault squads too, but I don't know. We're going to need some conventional, more defensive-minded infantry as well. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I'll see you guys next time.